In the world of accounting software, there's a wide spectrum of tools, from highly automated cloud-based solutions to robust desktop applications. Gnucash falls into the latter category, standing out as a free, open-source personal and small business financial accounting program. Many businesses, especially small ones, are constantly looking for cost-effective ways to manage their finances, and Gnucash often comes up in these discussions. However, when it comes to managing employees, a critical question arises. Does Gnucash have payroll? As an accounting software expert, I can tell you that Gnucash does not have a fully integrated, automated payroll module in the same way that dedicated payroll services or more comprehensive accounting suites, like QuickBooks or Xero, do. This is a crucial distinction and one that potential users need to understand clearly. Let's break down what that means and how Gnucash can still be used in a payroll context. What is a payroll module in accounting software? When we talk about a payroll module in accounting software, we generally refer to a system that automates several complex tasks, including gross pay calculation, calculating wages based on hours worked, salary, overtime, commissions, etc. Tax withholdings, automatically calculating and deducting federal, state, and local income taxes, Social Security, Medicare, or equivalent taxes in other countries, and other statutory deductions. This often involves keeping up to date with changing tax laws and rates. Other deductions, handling deductions for benefits, health insurance, retirement plans, garnishments, and other pre-tax or post-tax items. Employer contributions, calculating the employer's portion of payroll taxes, like FICA match, unemployment taxes, and contributions to benefits. Net pay calculation, determining the final amount paid to the employee. Payroll tax filings, generating the necessary forms, e.g., W-2s, 941s in the U.S., and facilitating the electronic submission of payroll taxes to government agencies. Direct deposit/check printing, integrating with banks for direct deposits or producing printable checks. Reporting, generating detailed payroll reports for employees, internal records, and tax purposes. These functions require significant logic, up-to-date tax tables, and often integrations with tax authorities. This level of automation and compliance is what you typically find in dedicated payroll services or high-end accounting software designed for businesses with employees. Gnucash and payroll, the manual approach. Since Gnucash doesn't have an automated payroll module, does that mean you can't manage payroll within it at all? Not exactly. Gnucash, with its robust double-entry accounting system, can certainly record payroll transactions, but the calculations themselves must be performed outside of the software. Here's how it generally works. External calculation. You would need to use an external method to calculate gross pay, all employee deductions, taxes, benefits, etc., and employer contributions. This could involve manual calculation, using spreadsheets like Excel or Google Sheets, with formulas you set up to calculate everything based on employee wages and current tax rates. This requires a strong understanding of payroll tax laws and regulations for your specific region. Online payroll calculators. Many government tax websites or third-party websites offer free calculators for individual paychecks. A separate payroll service. Many small businesses use a dedicated payroll service, like Gusto, Patriot Payroll, ADP, or QuickBooks Payroll, for calculations and tax filings, and then simply record the summary journal entries into Gnucash. This is often the most practical and legally compliant solution for businesses with employees. Setting up accounts in Gnucash. To record payroll accurately, you'll need to set up specific accounts within Gnucash. These typically include expense accounts for salaries/wages, employer-paid payroll taxes, e.g., employer's share of Social Security and Medicare, and employer-paid benefits. Liability accounts, for amounts withheld from employees' pay and the employer's portion of taxes that are owed to government agencies but not yet paid, e.g., federal income tax withholding payable, state income tax withholding payable, FICA payable, state unemployment tax payable. Asset account, your checking account from which payments are made. Recording payroll as a split transaction. Each payroll run, whether weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, would be entered as a single, complex split transaction in Gnucash. This transaction would debit the various expense accounts for the gross wages and employer contributions, credit the various liability accounts for the amounts withheld from employees and the employer's share of taxes, credit your bank/checking account for the net pay amount disbursed to employees, recording payroll tax payments. When you actually pay the withheld taxes and employer contributions to the relevant government agencies, you would record separate transactions in Gnucash. These transactions would debit the appropriate liability accounts and credit your bank/checking account, effectively clearing the liabilities. Who is Gnucash payroll suitable for? Given this manual approach, Gnukash's payroll capabilities are best suited for very small businesses with few employees. If you have only 1 or 2 employees and your payroll is extremely straightforward, e.g., fixed salary, minimal deductions, you might be able to manage the calculations externally and record them in Gnucash. Businesses using a dedicated payroll service. As mentioned, if you're already using an external payroll service to handle all calculations, tax filings, and direct deposits, Gnucash can serve as your main accounting ledger where you simply record the summary entries provided by your payroll service. Individuals managing personal finances. While not directly payroll in the business sense, Gnucash is excellent for tracking your own income, including salary, and managing your personal budget and expenses.